Alright guys, we're at the Mopar Lodge, which is basically Greg's place. Okay, so we just got this question from YouTube. Why is the 426 so significant, Greg? Don't know enough about Mopar to understand, would appreciate some education.
Alright, well 426 is sick in the aspect of it's 426 cubic inches.
Yeah, it's a bigger displacement, right?
Yeah, so a huge displacement. Like the biggest we got other than that is what, 6'4", which is 392 cubic inches. So 426 as a Hemi, it's desired because of just that cubic inch displacement.
The bigger displacement. So if you should say you stroked out a 6.1 to 426, right? What are the advantages?
Well, a stroked out 6.1 is different than like a crate 426. But like a crate for 426, you get more low end grunt.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same comparing a 6.4 to a 5.7.
Yeah.
Same sort of.
Yeah.
You get more bottom end grunt.
Yeah.
Stroking out a 6.1 is another animal of a whole description that'll take 35 minutes.
Right. So you could either crate it 426 as an engine, or you could stroke kit it.
A regular Hemi stroke to 426 is a completely different animal than a crate 426.
Well, what I like about the stroker kit is your drivability and reliability, because at the end of the day, let's just say you even supercharge a 6.1, your chances of blowing it up are bigger than just.
Oh, you supercharge anything, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%, right?
I'd boost to anything that didn't come with boost. Your chances are higher.
Yeah.
It just depends on the engine how much higher those chances are, and it depends on the boost too.
Yeah.
That's why they brought back the 6.4.
Yeah.
As a 392.
Yeah.
It dates back to the 60s when they had the 392 back then that dominated. That's why they brought it back in that displacement.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Right.
But I mean, regardless, 426, you can buy a crate 426.
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't want more cubic inches in general? Like, I don't care if it's 420 cubic inches, I don't care if it's 430.
Yeah.
But you had it in like certain Superbirds, you had it in certain Daytonas, Chargers, like it was all over a spread for a few years, late 60s, early 70s, mainly late 60s, before the emissions shot everything down.
Yeah.
But it was the glorified like beat all, it dominated over all the other muscle cars, so everyone rant and raved for the dawn of time since then about the 426.
It has some historic value to
exactly.
It's like, I guess it's a flavor, like, or what you want to do. It's like you go to the Mopar restaurant and you get this fucking menu. You're like, what? Well, you want fries with that?
Yeah.
What kind of fries?
Here's say ProCharger. Sweet potato fries. How much spice do you want to crank on that?
Right? Yeah. I guess it's one of the options you could do if you had a 6.1 rather than a complete swap of a crate motor.
Oh yeah, for sure. But a stroker motor is always usually more high strung, higher compression ratio with stroke because it's more stroke than bore.
Yeah.
So you're taking your normal stroke, which is say here, and you're making it go to here, right? You're cranking up the compression ratio in an older, like a regular standard motor. So it naturally is a different animal. Well, at the end of the day, displacement is between bore and stroke. So if you're not adding bore, you're adding stroke. It's just the nature of the beast and how it makes power, depending on the two, right?
Yeah.
This is like a throwback to the big block 426 we used to have in the 70s and 60s.
I guess the real question is like, why do people do that? I guess
well, it depends. It depends on how you're doing. Like if you're building a stroker, it depends on how you're doing it. Like a common one is the 390 cranks, but the 6.1 is a weird example because you got so many avenues that you can go down.
Yeah, you could supercharge
because it already comes with a forged crank, right?
Yeah.
So you can throw rods in it and pistons and put all the boost to it you want.
Yeah.
You do head work, but you don't really need to because they come with great, like they're the least flawed engine out of all the Hemi line. Like, they're known to be reliable. They have no known fault.
Yeah, like technically you could get an SRT8, right, 6.1, throw a supercharger on it with even low boost. You'll still get pretty good horsepower, like 50 horsepower out of it. And that's one of the options. And it's just avenues of what you want to do. Or you could stroke it out and get more horsepower out of 6.1 by a stroker kit. Right?
Basically, how I put it down is if you have the money, and you're pulling it apart anyway, like say you're doing bottom end, but like you might as well stroke it. So
because you're already in the process.
If you're doing rods and pistons for boost, and you've got the bottom end apart, yes, the crank can take it, but why not put a stroker crank in it? It's kind of what I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah.